Hey guys, so I look the same as I did in my 10 things you probably didn't know about me in Southern Belle tag, because I have time to film, so why not knock a ton of videos out? So I could change, but like, why? So anyway, honest YouTuber thoughts. I wanted to do this, start this new series, and I talked about it in my 10 things about you probably didn't know about me video. My legs are falling asleep, I'm sorry. Okay, so my name's Maddie. Hi, welcome. Welcome to my room. So this is my new series, Talks for Tuesdays, or Talks on Tuesdays. Not sure what I'm going to call it, but I know I want to put it up on Tuesdays, which is tomorrow, which means I have to get this done. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about some different things, but at the beginning of this video, I want to answer a question, and these aren't questions that you guys have asked me. They're like, mainly like journal prompts that I found on Pinterest, and I thought that they'd be cool to answer because a lot of them are like deep questions, and I want you to ask yourself the same question. So this is all going to be about me just talking to you guys and kind of like, let me be your older sister that gives you advice and like tells you about mistakes I've made and things like that. That's what this is. Kind of thing. Maybe if I'm younger than you, you don't want to watch this. I don't know. I'm 17. I don't look that old, but I've had a lot of life experiences. So let's just, okay. But the question that I'm going to be answering today is, what do you want people to remember most about you? And this question really got me thinking, because I think that this can make you change how you treat other people and how you might react in certain situations. So I want you guys all to ask yourself the same question. Write it down, or maybe just think about it just a little bit, like, wow, what do people remember about me and what do I want them to remember? Okay, I would really want people to remember me as being someone who is very like warm and kind and really easy to talk to. Someone who is, they feel like they can tell anything to, or someone who's understanding, just someone who's just there for them and kind. And I feel like I try very hard to be that very hard to take care of those around me, be nice to those around me, you know, go out of my way for people, even strangers. And I know sometimes it can be hard, like I've had a long, hard day, you know, I'm getting off of work or one thing or another, but I feel like this question has definitely made me like, wow, I want that woman in front of me to remember me as being patient. And I think if you think about it like that and you realize how many people's lives you might be impacting, it's kind of crazy, and it makes you really see things differently. So, I don't know, I want people to really remember me as being kind. I think that's my answer. I want to be remembered as kind. So, you guys let me know in the comments what you want to be remembered as, whether it's kind, or maybe you want to be remembered as outgoing because you're shy, or one thing or another. So that's how I want to be remembered by everyone. And not even when I die, like people I've met, I want them to be like, wow, she's really kind. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about ways to cope with anxiety. And I have dealt with anxiety, and that is why this is what has worked for me. You can get on Pinterest, you can talk to your therapist, you can do lots of different things to get different coping skills. I will be mentioning, I think, a few that didn't work for me. I don't know if I can remember. I've done a lot that have really worked well. So, the first thing is, when you're having anxiety in the moment, the best thing to do, that I like to do anyway, is grounding. And so you can do this, and it's called grounding. And so it helps you like, okay, I'm okay, it's okay, the world is not falling apart around me. And that's what it kind of helped me do, and it distracts your mind, like, okay. And you can get really fast at it and really good, but there are some times where I'm like, okay, what can I hear? And you can really take it into something relaxing. Number 2 is, and I'm talking about like, I guess some of these you could use for being nervous, but these are really like bad anxiety. So anxiety can lead to panic attacks, and so you definitely don't want those, because it can feel like you're having a heart attack. It can be very painful. They're not fun. They're scary. It's not good. You feel like crap afterwards, during it, and before. So let's just not. I'm kidding. They're going to happen probably at some point to everyone in their life. But there are things you can do to help relieve some of the things happening that would lead to one. So definitely talking about it. If you're having anxiety about something, talk about it. That can really help, whether it's with a trained professional or not. Number two would be, okay, the biggest thing that helped me when I was having anxiety is making sure that I was getting enough sleep, because then I could rationalize a little bit more. And of course you cannot rationalize your way out of anxiety. That's just not how it works. But it made it to where I could do my grounding better and I could do things better. Excuse me, and just really realize that the world was not falling apart. There were times where I'd get anxiety and I wouldn't know why, and that can be the hardest thing, because if you're having anxiety about your dog dying, let's say, you can call your mom if she's at home and be like, hey, will you check on my dog? And that can help. You know, if you have anxiety and that's what it's going towards that day. But if you're having anxiety and you don't know why, because that happens, it can be so difficult. I know. And when that would happen to me, I would sit around and make art. I would color, I would draw, I would journal, just things like that. I would try to relax. The worst thing I think you can do when you're having anxiety is just to ignore it. Like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch TV, because you can't just mindlessly watch it and feel relaxed. So I think definitely facing it head on will help, and that can reduce the anxiety and also help it not lead to a panic attack. The third thing is, I don't even know why I think this is the third, I don't know, is kind of just realizing that your world isn't falling apart. And I know that might sound like patronizing, because I know that you can't really control it, because it is a mental thing. But something I would do is, like, what are my positives? What is something good that's happening to me right now? Or like, what am I doing right now? Okay, I'm just driving to school. It's okay. We're gonna get to school. We're gonna go in, and you don't even have to talk out loud. I don't know why I keep being me, like, sitting in class, like, okay, I'm gonna do my math right now and I'm not gonna think about anything else. And that does not always help, but there are times when it helped me, when, like, and I can't even tell you, like, oh, when my anxiety is really bad or it wasn't. Like, sometimes you just have to try different things. Something that's super important is making sure that you don't drive when you're super anxious. That can just add to your anxiety. It can make you a distracted driver. Now, anxiety was something that I was living with on a daily basis, so there was times when I was like, oh, it's okay to drive. But if you do get super anxious, make sure you can pull over and have someone to call. And I would not drive when you were super upset. I would find a hobby, definitely, that is stress relieving. So I really like to volunteer at my local animal shelter. I get to go play with dogs. I just get to go play with these dogs that have no cares in the world. They're like in a sucky situation, and you get them out and they're so excited and they love you, and it's so amazing. And that is still something I love going and doing. It puts me in a good mood. It was something where I could really just, like, leave my problems at the door. All of my problems. Like, I have finals, or my car's not working, or, you know, one of my pets just died. It got left at the door. And I think that whether it's your room, which doesn't really work for me, but I think having somewhere where you can go, maybe it's Starbucks. Maybe you just go to Starbucks and you go and you sit there and, like, watch YouTube videos for an hour, and you just leave all your problems behind. It's important to get a break. I think that's important. Another thing that really helps me is going for walks, like putting in some good music, taking my dogs for a walk, and you call this, like, leaving your problems at the door, even though some of the things don't have doors. I think that it's important to get a break from your problems, from whatever is causing you anxiety, to just get a break and get to be like a normal kid or a normal teenager, which there is no such thing really, but getting to just kind of have that weight lifted for at least a little bit. Like I said, I know you can't just be like, I'm not anxious, ta-da. I get that, but I think it's important to have somewhere where you're really not feeling anxious. And something that I really like to do was, like, meditation / yoga. So I am someone that's not super into the meditation yoga world. Definitely no. I wish I was, but I don't know, I just feel weird. But I definitely, so some things you can do is, I really like to play, I started a station on Pandora that was classic music for studying, and I would put that on, and I would, like, create art, or I would just sit there in my room, like, with my eyes shut and just focus on my breathing, or which you can really do, and just kind of try to clear your mind. And then it's almost like lucid dreaming, I guess. It's kind of cool. Like, you just lay there and, like really focus on breathing with your stomach. I don't know, I still like to do that. I find it super cool, and I, like, have all these cool thoughts, and they're normally, like, happy. It's not like, oh, it's not that's something where I can kind of leave my anxiety as well. but I could, you know, really just relax. And sometimes I would kind of stretch while I was listening to this music, and I think I think that's super cool. Just listening to some relaxing music and just kind of chilling out in your room. Maybe you go for a drive and you just listen to some relaxing music or no music at all. I really like doing that. When I drive, I feel like I have some really cool thoughts, and so I really like doing that. People have really deep thoughts in the shower. I'm not one of those people. I don't know, not for me. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I would say definitely don't try to ignore your feelings. Don't try to just like fake it till you make it, because it's going to be fake it till you have a mental breakdown. 3, definitely have people you can go to, like your parents, your friends, your therapist, people like that. And try to cope with it the best that you can, because you're not going to live with it forever. There will come a time in your life when it won't be this bad. And I didn't want to make this video super long because I didn't want there to be so many things like, oh my gosh, I have to do all of this in order to feel better. You don't. Pick something. You should try it. Kind of build on it. It'll get better. Okay? Life is hard, but it can't. Life is hard, but your whole life isn't going to be hard. And I really think that's true. Your whole life isn't hard. There are good parts, and I definitely think that the good outweighs the bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Tuesday.